Welcome back to another countdown, and today we're talking about 10 more great MLB players who have never won a World Series ring. Except these players still have a chance because they are all active. But before getting into it, I want to say congratulations to one player who would have been near the top of today's list, but instead he won't even be on it. Shohei Ohtani now has a World Series ring. So congratulations to him, the Dodgers, and all the Dodgers fans who support the channel. I do appreciate it. Congrats on the 2024 World Series. But there are still plenty of other huge superstars in the game who continue to play in danger of retiring someday without a World Series championship. Today's list will not include players with less than 7 years of MLB time because younger players like Julio Rodriguez or even Tatis Jr. are still very early in their careers, so not old enough to feel like they're in danger of not winning a World Series someday. So to be eligible for today's list, players need at least 7 years MLB service time. Although most of the players have at least 10 and are getting dangerously close to the end of their careers. So these players definitely want to win one sooner than later. Let's start out with a few quick honorable mentions. JT Realmuto. Realmuto came up with the Marlins, who never made the playoffs while he was there. He signed with the Phillies and became one of the best catchers in the game. Recently, the Phillies have been good and they made the playoffs 3 straight times, once making it all the way to the World Series, but they haven't been able to win it all, and Realmuto is still looking for that elusive ring. Trevor Story. Story has played 9 MLB seasons and still has no rings. He made a name for himself in Colorado, and the Rockies still haven't won a World Series at all. In 2017, Story's Rockies lost in the wild card game to Arizona, and in 2018, they lost in the NLDS to the Brew Crew. He signed with Boston in 2022 and is still waiting to get another playoff opportunity. Andrew McCutchen. The 16-year MLB veteran Andrew McCutchen has an MVP, 5 All-Star nods, 4 Silver Sluggers, but is still hoping to win it all. It's going to be tough. He's 38 years old and back with the Pirates, who haven't won a championship since 1979. McCutchen has seen some postseason games, but has never gotten past the division series, the last time being with the Yankees in 2018, who lost in 4 games to the eventual champions, the Boston Red Sox. Yu Darvish, one of the best pitchers in the game over the past decade plus, has been Yu Darvish, who now has over 2,000 career strikeouts, pitching for the Rangers, Dodgers, Cubs, and Padres. And he's made the postseason for every team he's played for and has started 13 total postseason games, but has fallen short every time. The closest he came was with LA when he got lit up by the trash can banging Astros team in the 2017 World Series. Shane Bieber. Bieber just finished his 7th season, so I'll give him a mention even though he's just 29 and has plenty of time to win a ring if he stays healthy after he recovers from Tommy John. But Bieber already has a Cy Young, a pitcher's triple crown, a Gold Glove, an All-Star MVP, but he plays for the Cleveland Guardians, and Cleveland hasn't won a World Series since 1948. He's set to become a free agent in 2025. Matt Chapman. I had to mention at least one Giant in today's video, and it will be Matt Chapman, who already has 8 years in the league and 182 career bombs to go along with 4 Gold Gloves, and he's a finalist to win another this season. Let me know in the comments if he did win that 5th Gold Glove if you're watching this after the awards were announced. Chappie, unfortunately, has only played for the A's, Blue Jays, and Giants, and none of those teams has won a World Series ring during his career. He has been to the postseason 4 times, but sadly has not gotten past the wild card round. Christian Yelich. And the last honorable mention is Christian Yelich, and during the late 2010s, he was a top 5 player in all of baseball and someone who looked like a no-doubt future Hall of Famer. Then his career slowed down a little after 2019 due to some injury issues, but he did make the All-Star team this year. He hit his 200th career home run. He was the 2018 MVP, and he's made the playoffs 4 times with the Brewers, but he has not yet made it to the World Series. Now let's get into the top 10. Number 10, Francisco Lindor. One of the most electric players in the game is Francisco Lindor, and he has finished in the top 10 for MVP 5 times in his career and is almost halfway to 500 home runs after crushing 33 this year. He almost won it all with Cleveland in 2016, but they fell just short in a great series against the Chicago Cubs. Since then, Lindor has made the playoffs 5 more times, 3 with Cleveland, and twice with his current team, the Mets, but he is still without a ring. This year, the Mets made it to the NLCS, but lost to the eventual champions, the LA Dodgers. Number 9, Giancarlo Stanton. One of the most powerful hitters in the game, Giancarlo Stanton already has 429 career bombs and is on track to be in Cooperstown. He just had a phenomenal postseason, crushing 7 home runs, but it wasn't enough to put his Yankees over the top. He has made the postseason in 6 of his 7 years with the Bronx Bombers, but every time they've fallen short, despite Stanton's incredible postseason numbers that include 18 home runs and a .994 OPS. He is getting closer, as this was his first World Series, and he's going to have plenty more chances, as he's not a free agent until 2028. Number 8, Jose Ramirez. 6-time All-Star Jose Ramirez has finished in the top 4 for MVP 4 times and is exactly halfway to 3,000 hits after a phenomenal 2024 season in which he smashed 39 home runs. He has played his entire career in Cleveland, which honestly is not the ideal spot to play if you want to win World Series rings, at least based on the last 75 years. But he has made the postseason 6 times, and he was Lindor's teammate in 2017 when Cleveland lost to the Cubs. This year, his Guardians got to the ALCS, but could not get past the powerful Yankees. But Ramirez will keep trying, as one of his career goals is to help bring a championship to Cleveland. Number 7, Manny Machado. Another one of the best players in the game without a ring is the 6-time All-Star Manny Machado, who already has 342 home runs and 1,900 hits. He's made the postseason with all 3 teams he's played on, the Orioles, Dodgers, and Padres. Interestingly enough, only in even years. But he's only made the World Series once, in 2018 with LA, and he hit 182 when the Dodgers lost to Boston. Since 2020, he's been in the playoffs 3 times with the Padres, but they've fallen short every time. He won't be a free agent until 2034, so if he's going to win it all, he might have to do it in San Diego, and they're still looking for their first franchise World Series championship. Number 6, Nolan Arenado. The 10-time Gold Glove winner and 8-time All-Star Nolan Arenado is most definitely heading to the Hall of Fame someday, and he would love to do it with a World Series ring on his resume. He played his first 8 years with the Rockies, who still haven't won one in their franchise history. He saw some postseason action in 2017 and 2018, but did not hit well, and the Rockies couldn't get past the division series. Since 2021, with the St. Louis Cardinals, Arenado continued to be a premier player in the regular season, but still struggled in the postseason, and the Cardinals were eliminated in 21 and 22 in the wild card round. Arenado is 5 for 33 in the playoffs. Number 5, Paul Goldschmidt. Arenado's teammate Paul Goldschmidt also played the first 8 years of his career with a relatively recent expansion team, but it was the Arizona Diamondbacks. With the D-backs, Goldschmidt became a top MLB talent, finishing in the top 3 for MVP 3 times, and he led the league in homers and RBIs in 2013. Unfortunately, despite making the postseason in 2011 and 2017, his team never got past the division series. After a trade to St. Louis, he continued his Hall of Fame career, winning the MVP in 2022, but still falling short of the World Series. He's been good in the postseason with a career .261 average, 8 home runs, and .909 OPS, but he's still looking for that first World Series appearance. Number 4, Garrett Cole. The 2023 Cy Young Award winner and 6-time All-Star Garrett Cole is definitely one of the most elite starting pitchers in the game today, but sadly remains without a World Series ring after an incredible performance in Game 5 of the 2024 Fall Classic. Cole completely shut the Dodgers down, aside from one inning from hell in which the defense completely fell apart, and even Cole himself failed to cover first on a routine grounder to first base that would have gotten his team out of the inning. It should be noted that the Yankees might have still lost the series anyway, as they were down 3-1, but that 5th inning will go down as one of the worst defensive collapses in baseball history. Cole also pitched in the World Series with Houston in 2019 and made 2 solid starts, but his team fell short to the Nationals. He's pitched in the postseason on 6 other occasions, going all the way back to 2013 with Pittsburgh. He started 22 postseason games in total and has an 11-6 record with a 2.77 ERA, which makes it all the more tough to have lost the way his team did this year. But Cole should be back in pinstripes next year to try again. Number 3, Bryce Harper. Now as we get into the top 3, the resumes get really impressive. 2 MVPs, 8 All-Star appearances, a Rookie of the Year, and an NLCS MVP. But Bryce Harper is still looking for his first World Series championship. He did play for the Nationals from 2012 to 2018, but left for Philadelphia just before the Nationals won it all in 2019. He did play in the NLDS 4 times with Washington, but they fell short each time. In 2022, Harper was having a monster postseason for Philadelphia, and they made it all the way to the World Series. His bat went a little cold, and they lost in 6 to the Astros. In 2023, they failed to defend their NL title, losing to the D-backs in the NLCS, and then this year, they lost in the NLDS to the Mets. Harper has a career postseason OPS over 1,000 with 17 homers and 34 RBIs, but somehow he still has not won it all. Number 2, Aaron Judge. He's one of the best in the game, the 2022 MVP, and let's be honest, the soon-to-be named 2024 MVP. Aaron Judge has put together an absolutely incredible career that includes an AL record-breaking 62 home run season in 2022 and 315 total home runs through just 9 seasons. He just smashed 58 this year and has led the league in home runs 3 times. He has a career OPS over 1,000 and already is considered to be a future Hall of Famer before even finishing his 10th MLB season. Unfortunately, he has still not won a ring, and despite hitting a big home run in Game 5 of the World Series this year, he was also a big part of the defensive meltdown in the 5th, dropping a routine fly ball that kicked off the collapse. Judge has made the playoffs in 7 of 8 seasons with the Yankees and has 16 career postseason home runs, but he's still looking for that first ring. He's not set to be a free agent until 2032, however, and the odds are he will win a ring with the Yankees by that time. But if you're watching this after 2032, let me know how that went. Number 1, Mike Trout. The 3-time MVP, 11-time All-Star, and former Rookie of the Year, Mike Trout is already a lock for Cooperstown and has played his entire career for a single team, the Los Angeles Angels, who last won a World Series in 2002 against the Giants. Trout was tearing it up in Little League at that time. He made his MLB debut in 2011 and has simply been one of the best of all time until just the last few years when injuries started to pile up. Despite year after year of excellence, his teams have struggled to make the postseason. And in fact, Trout has played in just 3 playoff games, all in 2014. That year, the Angels won the West with a 98-64 record, but they were swept by the Royals in the ALDS. Trout went 1 for 12, hitting a home run in the first inning of Game 3. He has certainly deserved better teams and more effort from the front office, but he has stayed loyal to the Angels and he's locked in a long-term extension with a no-trade clause, and he seems set on staying in Anaheim for the foreseeable future, although it's conceivable he might accept a trade someday if he becomes convinced a World Series ring is just not in the cards as long as he's in an Angels uniform. But that'll do it for today's video of the top 10 best active players still looking for their first World Series ring. I hope you enjoyed the video, and please hit that thumbs up and subscribe button. Share the video out there if you don't mind, and let me know your thoughts in that comment section down below. Who did I miss? And what do you think of players like Judge, Trout, and Harper? Will they ever win a ring, and when will that be, in your opinion? Thanks so much for checking out the video. Have a great day, and we will talk to y'all in the next one.